All right, that should be the notification. Gonna check the audio and volume real quick. Um, let's see. All right, so far so good. Ash, for the first 10 minutes, can you just monitor the live stream audio
God.
and let us know if anyone's voice is not coming through?
God.
Okay, yeah, I can hear yours. So once you can confirm, everyone's voices, just let us know, and then that way you can turn off your live stream monitoring. All right. All right. We are Hebrew Israelites, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, North American Indians. I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the nation of Israel, better known as the Great Millstone. Shalom to the elect, the 144,000, the 1/3, and the water to all our brothers who are teaching the same doctrine, the water for all your truth and sincerity in this work, and death to 2/3 and all the wicked. Um, and without further ado, we're just gonna get started, man. It's another weekend. This is April the 14th, and just a couple of things to go over real quick. Um,
19th.
you say what? What happened?
April 19th.
What did I say?
14th.
Oh, all right. It's a lot. Dyslexia. The water. April 19th. April the 19th. The COVID issue. If you've followed other diseases like SARS, swine flu, things of that nature, bird flu, you got to remember those things lasted for about 14 to 20 some odd months. So now they're saying they're going to have a vaccine in the next couple of months, but then they're going to have to mass produce it. That's some more time. And then the distribution of it, that's even more time. So, realistically, it's an 18-month process. Even though they're saying they want to be opened up by May 1st, that's already been scratched and extended to May 15th. This is just a new tool to fear and condition people. And you're starting to see these so-called, free rights Americans take to the streets and protest and just get together. And what they're reporting is when these large groups are coming together, the huge outbreaks of coronavirus are happening. So another interesting study with that is that coronavirus and gut health are coincidental. They coincide. If you have a bad gut, an unhealthy gut, an unhealthy digestive system, it means you have a poor and a weak immune system as well. Uh, Certain things have also been cited with, not having high enough levels of zinc. So these things all, bring into mind certain scriptures dealing with herbs, bitter foods, and even fasting. We're in a time where we ought to be fasting more than ever before, especially if you haven't, you know, especially if you haven't. I'm not just talking about a regular 8-hour fast. I'm talking about, doing more lengthier fasts. 8 hours is when your digestive system shuts down. So just because you didn't eat for 8 hours, your immune system barely started to work and clean itself and rid itself of mucus, you know. Um, One thing that doesn't help during this time is alcohol, the consumption of it. And I know, a lot of brothers, probably having a couple, kicking them back. Me myself, I try to watch myself more and not do that. So this is a good time to tie in and get closer and lock in uh, to more of our more of the mindset of mourning, being in a state of mourning. Okay, so we're gonna grab a couple of things. If brothers don't have anything on deck,
I got some.
Go ahead.
This is Genesis 1 and 29. It says, and Yahweh said, Behold, I have given you every herb bearing seed which is upon the earth, or which is upon the face of all the earth, and every tree in the which is the fruit of the tree yielding seed, to you it shall be for meat.
Yep. Yep. The herbs, or every herb bearing seed, and every tree. Okay, all these things are producing things for your body to eat, for your body to thrive on. And when you look at the biggest and strongest of animals, they're more plant based in their diet anyway. Um, we do eat meat. You should eat meat. It's good for your blood and your iron. But the Most High has made and created these things to be our food, and it helps a lot with your gut health. You got to remember, a couple years back they were killing
Hey,
Ashayar.
Salak,
You got a lot of reverb,
Salak,
Ashayar.
Salak, can y'all hear that reverb?
Yeah, it's Ashayar.
Oh, Salaki,
Yeah,
brothers.
you might want to use headphones. Get some headphones or something. That way we don't hear each other through the microphones. Um, so like I lost my train of thought. Oh yeah, a couple years back, you might have seen the holistic doctors getting killed off. There was like 500 of them that dropped dead mysteriously in 1 year. Why did that happen? You got to remember this devil Edom, Esau, the so-called white man. He's upset. Everything that the Most High has said, written, and put in place, he wants to disannul it. He wants to move it to the side, and he wants to call that which is good wicked. Okay, that's just the way that he operates. So these are the things that you're supposed to be eating. And when I talk to people about certain foods like horseradish, onions, garlic, kale, cayenne pepper, lemon, like people don't they're not really into them. Even mustards. People they're not really into them. They're more into rare meat. Potatoes. They're really not into the greener things and the bitter things, and things that help break down mucus and distribute your blood flow better. They're really just into it for the taste and that feeling of satisfaction. The Japanese have a thing they call umami, which just means like it's like it's like a fifth taste or whatever. So you got sweet, sour, bitter, all this other shit. But they call it umami, which just means it's like, oh, it's just an extra good flavor. Okay, but these things are supposed to be for food, for meat. Okay, the apocrypha even mentions the honoring the physician. Not a doctor, but an
I got
actual
that right now.
physician. Okay, go ahead, Doc.
If you want me to read it.
Yep.
So I was holding that for you. Unto him for the issues which ye may have of him, for the Lord hath created him. For of the Most High cometh healing, and he shall receive honor of the king. The skill of the physician shall lift up his head, and in the sight of great men he shall be in admiration. The Lord hath created medicines out of the earth, and he that is wise will not abhor them.
Con. That was 38
and 1.
30 and
1
1.
through 3.
Con. Daughter. Let's get the chapter. Bam, bam, bam. Yep. Honor a physician. Like I said, even this guy, he wasn't completely right in his right mind. Who the hell is Dr. Sabi? A lot of people are learning about him now because he's dead. You got a lot of people repeating his his recipes, and what you'll come to find out is that these people that have diseases that they're able to be cured with food and things. It's because they had to change. They had to make a change in their lifestyle. Now, that's the same thing as when you come into this truth, when you come into the ministry, the brotherhood, the work, you have to change. You can't be comfortable in your own skin. so to speak, because that skin is old. You got to get new skin. You need a new covering. Last week we talked about the covering and the clothing. Well, this is part of that process. Matter of fact, you go online on all these, YouTube, Facebook, all these different apps, TikTok, whatever, and they'll show you that white people are freaking out because when they go down the aisles, all the food that's there is the basic shit. There's all the spicy ramen is still, all the spicy noodles are still on the shelf. All the tortillas are still on the shelf. You know what I'm saying? They're eating up all the starches and white breads. Like, it's showing you that a lot of people are very unhealthy. There was another clip of people are going to Walmart, and it's crowded. But there's a Mexican lady, and this must have been in like Arizona, California, New Mexico, somewhere. But when you go to the grocery store or Costco or something, they got little plants and shrubs and bushes and trees, right? And throughout the parking lot and the little islands, right? Well, guess what? Over here, because it was like a southwestern area, they had cactus, those big ass round cactus. This lady was going through picking out the cactuses, throwing them in the back of her trunk. They showed the back of her trunk. She had like maybe 8 or 10. They call them nopales. The cactuses. That's actually good for you, man. You know what I'm saying? But people are walking by all that free food outside and going right inside to go buy Apple Jacks and Cinnamon Toast Crunch. They're not buying real cinnamon. They're not buying real apples.
Hey,
Yep.
if I might say, yeah, growing up, my aunt used to cut up the cactus and put it in the beans when she would make beans and rice,
Mm-hmm.
beans, rice, and tortillas. She'd cut up the cactus and whatnot. And that cactus actually got water in it. Certain of those cactus got water in it, which a lot of Issachar, when you had Issachar going to war with Esau, and they was out in the desert, they were surviving off of that water that was in the cactus, and Esau's dumbass didn't know that.
Yep.
That's the animal surviving the desert too, the cactus.
So like your mic is hella low, bro. So like it.
This computer speaking.
God, yeah. Headset's kind of funky. Or the mic, something.
I'm gonna have that brother come and join me inside here.
God, yeah, if he wants to. Yeah.
I got a preset for you, bro. This is 2 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. 1 Peter chapter 2, verse 2. It says, "As newborn babes, desire the sincere milk of the word, that ye may grow thereby." Because he said we need new skin.
Right.
We got to become new.
Yep. Con. Yeah, that's right. You said 1 Peter's 2? Yeah, 2 and 2. Yep. Yeah, desiring the sincere milk of the word. So this is the thing. How we become your enemies because we tell you the truth. Like what we're telling you is sincere. And you should be desiring the truth. Now, one thing about milk or breast milk, like if you're not a newborn babe, you're not gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? And then depending on what the mother's diet is, it could be sweet. If this is the type of bitch that all she eats is cheesecake and Skittles, you're already gonna set the baby up for failure. It's not gonna get what it needs. So a newborn babe, right, is desiring sincere milk. Like if that mother is any type of person, the second the woman knows she's pregnant, first of all she shouldn't be smoking. She knows she's pregnant, she shouldn't be drinking. Her diet and her discipline has to show a lot. So, and that's a cut on a lot of guys. That's a cut on a lot of us. How many guys out there, you got with the woman knowing what her diet was like, because obviously you took her out on dates and shit. You seen what the hell she was buying when you pulled into a 7-Eleven. You see what the hell she's running out with: Kit Kat, Snickers, a fucking diet soda, right? All this dumb shit. And you're gonna expect this woman for 9 months to be on point when the whole dating process and time she's been letting you slam her head into the backboard, she hasn't shown 1 ounce of discipline. See, this is why for us, wisdom, our mother is wisdom, man. Because wisdom is gonna walk with you by those crooked ways. It's it's going to take you by the hand and it's going to lead you down the right paths. And so when you find men that know how to deal with the woman, what I'm referring to is the elders and apostles who've walked and danced with wisdom, you look up to them like, damn, okay, so that's how I'm supposed to be with the woman. Oh, okay, that's how I'm supposed to be with wisdom. Okay, damn, okay, that's another level right there. Damn, I got to get on that. I got to get on that. And that's the hardest thing for us as people is our sense of time, is all fucked up. So we're not thinking in the ancient ways. We're not, and that's why we're supposed to be, desiring these ancient paths, man. So a newborn baby, you desire sincere milk, man. And what's going to happen when you drink that milk? You're going to grow, right? But it goes back to that saying, inside of a man or inside of a person, there's two wolves, an evil wolf and a good wolf. Which one's going to grow? Shit, whichever one you feed. So this baby, depending on what it's getting, it's going to grow, but what's it going to grow into? And that's why in verse 3 it's heavy, man. It says, if so be ye have tasted that the Lord is gracious. And that's the thing, like, I mean, you look at, being born, you got all your limbs, you weren't born all fucked up. This is a good sacrifice to make, putting in your time and effort towards serving the Most High, man.
I got a precept.
Con.
Because you mentioned wisdom. So this is Proverbs chapter 7. And Proverbs 7 and 4. It says, say unto wisdom, thou art my sister, and call understanding thy kinswoman.
Yeah, you read the next verse, Papa Shah.
Okay. That they may keep thee from the strange woman, from the stranger which flattereth with her words.
Con, you see? So this goes in further on you women. A woman being a sister or a cousin, a kinswoman, someone of your own people, like they say, it takes a village to raise a child, that they may keep thee from the strange woman. So, matter of fact, if we grab Proverbs 31 and 1, what does that say?
Proverbs 31 and 1, it reads, the words of King Lemuel, the prophecy that his mother taught him. What, my son, and what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows? Give not thy strength unto women, nor thy ways to that which destroyeth kings.
Boom. Boom, man. That his mother taught him. She said, what, my son? And what the son of my womb, and what the son of my vows. What did she tell him? She put him on, as we would say in this day and age, right?
Put him up on game.
Yeah, for the younglings to understand. She put him up on game, man. Give not thy strength unto women. See, a woman was supposed to guide you and teach you what type of women to be around. I remember growing up, my woman. That's like it. My mom, right? My mom told me, like, don't be bringing no hoes around the house. And I was like, damn. All right, well, this girl ain't no hoe. Like, I'm in like 8th grade, 7th grade, thinking I got a girlfriend and shit. And my mom was like, don't be bringing, and I understood what she meant because I had older cousins and I had uncles. Fucking like holidays, they always had a new bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, oh, who's this? Is this my auntie? Like, no, this is just my girlfriend. I'm like, oh, okay. So I was being shown, like, look, the women that were around me, they didn't act that way. They weren't acting promiscuously, and this was something that they used to be looked down upon. But now in this society, women are looked up upon for being whores. When a woman is promiscuous, oh, it's so liberating. Oh, she's so proud. Oh, her grand vagina. All this weirdo shit, man. And that's not supposed to be the way. Okay? These women trying to say, hey, queen, don't let no one take your crown. You never had one in the first place, man.
Hey, whore, don't let nobody take your crown. 'Cause
Yeah,
that's what Queen mean.
right. And they'll literally say that to one another. Hey, yo, that's my main bitch. Hey, girl, don't let no one tell you nothing different. You're a boss bitch. Why is she that in itself, man? The use of language has just deteriorated because people's self worth is just gone, man. And the Most High is going to come back and correct all this shit. You know, we're right now the Spirit has it to where we're getting in on you women, but it's to show how wisdom, okay, is on a high, it's supposed to be on a higher level, man. Okay, if you're in one of these camps, if you're out there teaching, okay, and you're not using wisdom the right way, then you don't really got wisdom. You got some devil ass hoe, man. Wisdom's not with you. Wisdom's going to keep you from these things. That's why the scriptures say that knowledge and wisdom shall be the stability of thy times. Why? Because when we look at these scriptures, the wisdom's going to keep you away from the strange woman. It's going to be the knowledge and stability of thy times. It's going to help. Like a real woman is going to help you find more women. You understand what I'm saying? Your sister, your mother, okay, they're going to help you find a woman. You wouldn't go to a guy and be like, hey, man, what's up? You got any homegirls? Because you're going basically and asking this man, hey, you got any hoes or prostitutes? You got anything that you've tapped that you're not fucking with no more that you can slide my way? And that just sounds weird. But that's a normal thing in this society. Rather than going, you should be able to go to your sisters and be like, hey, what's up? You meet any good wholesome girls? Any chicks that are, nah, man, all the friends I got, they're all fucked up. They spread their legs for anything. You're like, damn. Then you kind of look at them like, well, shit, why are you hanging out with them? If you talking all this shit, like, what are they saying about you? What are you doing? That makes me to question and cause what the hell you're up to, man.
Precept.
Come on.
This is Jeremiah 31:22. It says, how long wilt thou go about, O thou backsliding daughter? For the Lord hath created a new thing in the earth. A woman shall compass a man.
Yep, a woman shall, which means it will be done. You said 30, Jeremiah 31 and 32?
22.
Oh, 22. Right, a woman shall compass a man. And that's what we're seeing. You know, women running for president, governor's offices, right? Basically exceeding the positions, which if this country believed in the Bible, why the hell is it not rehearsing Proverbs 31 and 3? And this was the words of a king, the prophecy that his mother taught him. That's heavy, man. You women that have kids, you're supposed to be teaching them the ways of a true man. Because the Most High, guess what? YAHAWASHI, YAHAWASHI, the Most High Yahweh, His Son YAHAWASHI, they're men. You know, I was even talking about this this morning. Yahweh, like no one on this planet is, has, because you run into people. Oh, I'm gonna do it. My ways. My ways the right way. I'm gonna do it my way. Da da da. No one in life has been able to obtain wealth, freedom, immortality by doing things their own way. Nobody, not even Yahawashi. Yahawashi stated, I've come in to do my Father's will. You see what I'm saying? So this is right for us to teach the ways of the Most High and pass those down. Ash, you had something?
Yeah, I got a precept. 1 Timothy 2 and 12. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence.
Right. So does this mean she cannot teach her kids? No.
No.
This means that she's not supposed to go up and usurp authority over the man. That's what it's talking about. Okay. So
She's not supposed to be a deacon in the church.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She has no business telling a man anything. You know what I'm saying?
She's an elder statesperson in the church and shit.
Yeah. Her job is to rule amongst the women that she has under her house and guidance.
I got that precept for you.
Con.
This is 1 Timothy 5 and 5 and
You can start it.
point 14.
Okay.
It says, I will therefore that the younger women marry, bear children, guide the house, give none occasion to the adversary to speak reproachfully. For some are already turned aside after Satan.
Mm-hmm. You see? You see? For some are already turned aside after Satan. So man, I'll see certain videos, and maybe it's cousins or kinsmen of brothers, but there's women on there commenting on their videos, like people need to know that they even have a fucking comment. No one needs to see your face. Like, why are you even? Women love to get into the social media thing and make that goofy ass female face with the duck lips and the heads all tilted. Their eyes are like they look like they're passing out from nerve gas or some shit. And they always got to put their face up, on a profile. They always got to put their face on a profile. Just shouldn't even have a profile picture. Make the account. If you need to listen and learn some things, you don't need to be running your mouth everywhere, man. There it goes back to that saying: there's too many chefs, not enough cooks. Too many chiefs, not enough Indians, as they say. And now this is all relatable unto wisdom. When you have too many women, too many knowledgeable people coming at you, you're not going to know what to listen to. When you're over there listening to the Charlemagne the God, and then you're watching what's that black scientist name?
Tyler DeGrassi.
No.
Yeah.
Tyler DeGrassi or something.
Yep. Yeah. Tyler DeGrassi. You listen to Papa Doug. You listen to Charlemagne. You listen to Joe Rogan's podcast. You listen to all these guys, right? Those are all strange women, man. Because
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
There it is.
There you go. Neil deGrasse Tyson or whatever. So you're listening to all these guys. Those are all strange women, man. Those are all strange women. They're not coming out of the words of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. That's the way to follow. The only way to get out of the situation that we're in is to follow those words, man. So here it is as little children. I mean, shit, some of us are only 5 to 10 years old. Some of us might be like 12 years old. Barely becoming men. But are we in a time and a place where we can be raised in that time frame as a perfect man? Hell no, man. We're not capable of it. If we were, then there would be no need for us to say that we need a savior, which is wrong. We absolutely need a savior.
2 precepts for you.
Okay.
The first one's from 2 Corinthians chapter 5 verse 17, straight to the point. Therefore, if any man be in YAHAWASHI, he is a new creature. Old things are passed away. Behold, all things are become new.
Mm-hmm. All things are become new. So when you come into this truth, you shed that skin. You stop talking to hoes. You stop your ears at dumb women, at dumb knowledge, and you're supposed to get under the guidance of the right woman, of the right wisdom, which is out of the words of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI. But you need a teacher. Now people talked a lot of shit about the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. But what's happening now? They're all saying, "Oh shit, those brothers were right." Oh shit. Are we supposed to be perfect in any way? No, we're not. But that's how we're made perfect. Is acknowledging that we're not perfect and knowing we're not perfect and explaining the things that you people don't have, that you people have grievances with, or I don't like them because they said this, they said that. Well, is it things that we said, and why were they said? Is it because a lot of it is right there in the scriptures, man. So if this is a process that not a lot are able to undertake, you gotta realize that even within nature, the caterpillar, insects, animals that go into hibernation, they're at the mercy of another predator. When this hibernation season up in Russia, that's when bears get killed the most. Because you find them sleeping in the den. You go in there, you fucking throw a grenade if you want. Stun gun, just riddle them up with bullets. The moths, everyone that's in the cocoon, they'll be. That's why the cocoons, they try to look like bark and dry wood. You know, they'll have certain patterns or colors to them so that other animals and creatures don't fuck with them. You know, that's the whole thing. When you're in a new creature process, you're very vulnerable. That's why the elders and apostles always said, just stick with Great Millstone, man. Just stick with Great Millstone. And that alone weeds people out, because you got guys that'll come in, even in this hour, talking about, you know, I'm coming up off of this group, that group, this group, that group. It's like, well, why are your ears in so many places? You only have one head. For me to have my ears in 10 different places means I got to be sticking my nose in other people's business constantly. You shouldn't be doing that. Your teacher should be in one spot, man. Okay? Like the concept for today is a one-stop shop. You know, you shouldn't have to. You don't have to run all the way across town back and forth to get everything you need nowadays, man. And that's what this book is. None shall want her mate. You don't need to be going all over the place. The Egyptian Book of the Dead. You're a Muslim, Mormon, Presbyterian, Pescatarian, vegetarian. You know, athlete / IG YouTuber. Like, the hell is all this shit, man? It's just weird. Go ahead, Al.
Yeah, for you, brother. This is Isaiah 55:1. It says, "Ho, everyone that thirsteth, come ye to the waters, and he that have no money, come ye buy and eat. Yea, come buy wine and milk without money and without price. Wherefore do ye spend for that which is not bread, and your labor for that which satisfieth not? Hearken diligently unto me, and eat ye that which is good, and let your soul delight itself in fatness. Incline your ear and come unto me, hear, and your soul shall live, and I will make an everlasting covenant with you, even the sure mercies of David."
Con. And that's where people are going to be turning to, and that's where they're coming to more and more. Is they're coming to hear the words of the Heavenly Father, and they're finding out that it's not in what was that place with the Comforter, Israel United in Christ or whatever, IJGC, whatever. Okay, those guys, they're finding out it's not over there. They're looking at Nate. Shit, it's not over there. They're just robbing the people. Their people are getting killed because they're so into the law. They're so into it, man. The people.
ICGJC or something.
Yep. Yeah, that's the comfy. Then you got IUIC. Then you got a box goofy ass, you know, who's you know, I mean, shit. He's getting with women that other brothers have been with, and they've even reached out and told him, "Hey, man, you know that I was with that one, you know, leave her alone." And he's still like, "Nah, it's cool." He's having people buy him handguns, little 38s, and they're getting locked up by the cops. What have the elders and apostles done that have put anyone's lives in harm's way, man? If any, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where you got to look at that wisdom. That woman that's helping to nurture and groom you up while you're taking in this milk. As little children, man, as newborn babes, you're supposed to be desiring the sincere milk of the word. Again, yep. Go ahead.
You had mentioned earlier, you know, these people. Jake want to listen to Charlemagne the God and Neil deGrasse Tyson and all these, you know, podcasts, and these people that don't have wisdom. And you just mentioned IUIC, ICGJC, or whatever the acronym is. So this is Isaiah chapter 8, verse 20. It says, "To the law and to the testimony, if they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them." You
Yep.
know, now with the Israelite group, they might have a little bit of truth, but they don't have 100% truth like the apostles and elders. So there's no need to pretty much be going to broken cisterns. You know.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Yep. If they speak not according to this word, it's because there's no light in them. They're not grounded. And that's the thing. Like, these guys are running, but the scripture says they've run and they've ran, but who the hell sent them, man? You know, they went, but they weren't sent, man. That's the thing. You know, they're taking these are men. When you look at those guys listed, you know, and even a lot of these Israelite groups that get all these views, they got the eyes of men. It's obvious they got the eyes of men, so they're going to be doing things to keep the eyes of men on them. So how does that line up with the scriptures where it tells you that you're going to have no honor and you're going to be hated of men? You know, you forget IUIC was named the #1 Christian organization of, what was it? I think 2018 or 2019. Why were they the #1 Christian organization? Because they're Christians, man. They're nothing but you know, alpha dog fraternity Christians, man. What the hell are they doing these, you know, 100-man marches in deadbeat towns? And what are they pushing? Who are they chanting for? Jesus Christ, man. Knowing goddamn well that's not his name. So they weren't sent, but they went anyway.
I got a couple of precepts for you.
Mm-hmm.
This is Ephesians 4:14. That we henceforth be no more children, tossed to and fro and carried about with every wind of doctrine, by the sleight of men and the cunning craftiness whereby they lie and wait to deceive.
Yep. No more children. We're not orphans, man. Children tossed to and fro, carried about by every woman that has got something nice to say, like, oh, I got better bread than that. Oh, I got sweeter bread than that. And it's all some pimp behind the scenes, you know, cunning and craftiness. They're waiting. You know, here it is. You're the kid begging on the street, and people are giving you money because you're the poor orphan kid. The church is giving you money because you're the poor orphan kid. And then you're going and you're buying this shit bread that's getting you sick, man. They're just waiting. They're like, oh yeah, this is the day where the church hands out money to the orphans and the war veterans and the women without husbands and all that. All right, I'm gonna set up my shop. Hey, you guys know you want to get this money, you got to set up shop on these days because that's when they get their hands on and they're looking for stuff, man. So we'll sell it to them cheaper and mix the bread with dung and all this other bullshit.
Yeah.
That's the same thing that's happened spiritually, man. These guys have taken the words of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, they've taken things and they've rearranged it. They've repackaged it in their own version. And that's why you got GOCC saying that the tribe of Naphtali is the Japhites, is the Samoans, man. That's off as hell, man. They got nothing. They got no part of spirituality about them in that sense, man. So you got all these guys repackaging the brand, like the Chinese, man. You got Chinese Israelites, basically. You know, the knockoff Israelites, and you're all gonna catch that COVID. Trust me, you're all gonna catch that COVID. Yep.
You're right. That reminds me of that scene in that movie, American Gangster with Denzel Washington. I know you don't like Denzel Washington, but you know, they were selling the dope, and he found somebody who was taking his product and cutting it.
Cuba Good Joint.
Yeah, taking it and cutting it, and he was like, "Nah, it's good as it is. You don't need to, you know what I'm saying? You don't need to do all that. It's good as it is. It's a product, a brand name, you know."
Yeah, because what it did is it took away from his name. He was trying to stretch it to make more, and there was no reason to do that. It was already good for what it was. And what happened what happens a lot of times when people cut it, it kills people.
Yeah.
And that's the problem because it's his name on it. So now that people are dying from it, now the feds got to do an investigation because it's some senator's son.
Right.
It's some judge's daughter. It's some lawyer's wife. And that you're messing with a whole nother circle now. You see? And so that's where this thing comes into a problem. The Heavenly Father is like, well, look, you're doing all this. You're taking my word. So like, you're taking my words, you're twisting them, and you're killing people, man. And so that blood, you were supposed to be out there to use my word to wash the blood off. But now you've taken my word and you've added blood unto yourself, man. And that blood is crying out to me from the ground. I got to avenge that blood, man. And that's a two-way street in itself because the Most High can be using these guys to take out other guys He could be using the wicked to kill the wicked, man. That's a two-way road right there. So this being the year of prophecy, this shouldn't be a time that to play around. But we're still going to see a lot of guys playing games.
Hey, bro, I got two quick ones for you. Proverbs 22:1. It says, "A good name is rather to be chosen than great riches, and loving favor rather than silver and gold." And Ecclesiastes 7:1. "A good name is better than precious ointment, and a day of death than the day of one's birth."
Bam. You see? And as we come out teaching this word as ambassadors of YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, we're coming to in his name with his uniform on. We got his logo on the chest, his logo on the hat, his logo on the coat, his logo on the car. His warranties in the house. You know what I'm saying? As long as you own this product, we're gonna take care of you. That's what was that? Isaiah 66. Was it Isaiah 66? Let's see. Isaiah 66, I think 15. I think I just read this morning. 14. Isaiah 66 and 14. All right. It says, "And when you see this, your heart shall rejoice, and your bones shall flourish like an herb, and the hand of the Lord shall be known toward his servants, and his indignation towards his enemies." And this is the focus, man. That hand is going to be known toward his servants. So when the destruction comes, when it's time to be delivered, when it's time to be protected, when the Most High is giving you that way out, it's going to be known. Okay, the hand of the Lord is going to be known toward his servants. People, we got to be in the fire because everyone's watching. You ever sit in front of a fire and it's like you just sit there, you can't take your eyes off the fire. You kind of get lost and mesmerized by the fire, right? America's going to be burning. The world's going to be on fire. The world's going to see it. The world will be mesmerized by the destruction, the greatness of it. And the hand of the Lord, you ever see someone reach into the fire and grab and move some shit? You're like, man, what the fuck? And they come out unscathed. Hey, that's what's going to happen. The Most High is going to put his hand, them chariots, okay, the angels, they're going to grab and redeem, and they're going to pull them out. And it's going to be like, damn. And then you're going to have that whole set of emotions going on these people that are being destroyed. And those that are saved for slavery, they're just going to be like, they're going to be in such a psychosis, man. They're going to be in such a state of hey, there ain't going to be no psychiatrist for them to talk to about what the fuck just happened. They're just going to have to smash rocks and process what the hell is continuing to happen to them. They're not going to get a break. They're going to be in madness. They're going to go deranged. They're going to forget to even eat water, to drink water. They're going to try to eat it. You know what I'm saying? Their mind's going to be so backwards. They're not going to know what the fuck to do. Yep. Go ahead.
So like this is Isaiah 13:8, "And they shall be afraid. Pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames."
Gone. Yeah. Hey, there's going to be a total awe and pain. Their face shall be as flames, just bright and just like, oh shit, what the hell's going on? In amazement. They shall be amazed at one another. Faces in flames, man. So this time that we're in, it's not a time to play with. It's a time to really get serious and dig down. And you'll see it within your own families and households. You might have people calling you. You might have people asking you, what the hell's going on, this, that, and the third. You might see your woman not taking it as seriously as they should, or your children, or whatever the case may be. And they're gonna be like, man, like you're not locking in. So like if this is something that's bothering someone to the point to where they're committing suicide, man, that's one thing. But then at the same time, where people are so complacent that this isn't like something serious taking place, that there's bigger things in play, that they need to be doing more soul searching, then hey, it's just what it is. But this is what's going to come for them. This is what's going to happen. This is what you'll be able to witness while you're on the chariot. You're going to be looking down, seeing all these people, you know, seeing all these people getting tore up, and then even in the kingdom, they're going to be going through it. But all their sorrow and pain is nothing. Is going to be our joy will be 10 times greater than that. That's the ultimate thing, man. It's going to be a complete role reversal, where the slaves used to be in the plant out on the field sweating, and that master was up sipping lemonade. You know, hey, it's going to be a role reversal. You're going to be in your mansion. You know, you'll be busy making a baby while your slaves will be outside. Okay, and the animals patrolling the grounds or whatever, or you'll have other nationalities tasked over other nationalities. So this is the future of the world to come, man. Slavery, hard bondage. That's what's promised. Believe it or not, you know that hard bondage is coming.
I got a quick precept again for you.
Con.
Just because you had said, be looking down from the chariots. This is Revelation 15:2. And I saw, as it were, a sea of glass mingled with fire, and them that had gotten the victory over the beast, and over his image, and over his mark, and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass, stand on the sea of glass, having the harp of Yahawah.
Yep. That was you said 15, right? Yep, 15
Yep.
too. Yep. Yeah, that glass mingled with fire. That's the chariot. You'll be able to look through it. You know, and we're gonna look down, or that stand on the sea of glass. I'm sorry, stand on the sea of glass. Okay. That's us being able to look down and see the destruction, man. Okay, and it says, what are we going to be? So in the midst of all these people being burnt alive and microwaved, we're going to be singing songs, man. You see? We're going to be singing. And we're going to be like, damn, the Most High is powerful. See, I told you, motherfuckers. I told you. And what are we going to be saying? Just and true are his ways, you see? It ain't no, I'm going to do it different. There's no one on this planet has been able to do things their own way and succeed to the level of pure perfection. Nobody. Okay, this is something that will take place in the future, and it won't be our own ways. It's going to be his ways. We're gonna get into the proper programming of life. We're gonna see, because to this day you could watch a documentary, and these people are watching the animals and studying the sea and the tree and food and this, that, and the third. They don't understand what the fuck's going on. They're like, I've never seen a lion in a tree before. I don't know why they do this. Where'd they learn how this technique? It doesn't make any sense. We can't figure out why these lions climb trees. So these people of the world, man, they don't know what the hell is coming. Okay, real quick, Revelations 13 and 10, just to the point.
I got that.
Come
Revelation 13 and 10, it says, he that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints.
Yeah, so it's all doom and gloom. Okay, it's all doom and gloom, man. The so-called white man, the Arabs, the Asians, all these people, they have led us into captivity. So guess where they got to go? It's an equal opportunity. The Most High is an equal opportunity employer, man. What you've done to one people has to be done unto you, and when you've done it, you know that shows you the power of a man. You know, imagine that, a man on the block, and you had someone come and mess with this kid, and he goes out, and he says, well, guess what? I'm gonna put all you motherfuckers got to pay me protection money now. They're like, protection from what? From me. And he starts whooping everyone's ass, house by house by house by house. It says, now nobody messes with my kid. You all pay me, and that's the way it's going to be for generations to come. Man, people are going to be mad, but there's nothing you can do to stop that man. He's going to have a generational lineage of Mike Tysons. You're never going to be able to stop that family. Okay? So because you've killed with the sword, you must be killed with the sword. How's America going to be killed? Missiles. Okay? That's why even YAHAWASHI said, and those mine enemies which would not that I should reign over, bring hither and slay them before me. How are you going to slay, if you're going to bring over to another, how do you slay them with the sword? They're either going to be thrust through or their heads will be chopped off. This is a very violent book, man. But guess what? The violent, the kingdom of heaven, it tells us in the New Testament, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence to this very day, and the violent take it by force. Okay? The violent take it by force.
Rape.
Yeah, they've raped. They've raped for their power. This is Matthew 11 and 12. And from the days of John the Baptist until now, the kingdom of heaven suffereth violence, and the violent take it by force. You see? So, and the scripture even says, the kingdom of heaven is in you. And who is the you talking to? To the Israelites. The 12 tribes, the Negro, Latino, North American, Indian people. So the violent are taking it by force, man.
Got a precept?
God.
This is Zechariah. Two precepts, actually. Zechariah 1 and 14. It says, so the angel of the Lord can commune with me, that commune with me said unto me, cry thou, saying, thus saith the Lord of hosts, I am jealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with a great jealousy. And I am very displeased with the heathen that are at ease, for I was but a little displeased, but they helped for the affliction.
Yeah, you see? So that man, that father on that block, he's upset. He was upset. He's sore displeased with the heathen because you've gotten complacent. You've gotten complacent in forgetting that who we are to the Heavenly Father, and because you saw that there was no immediate intervention, you helped forward the affliction. Nobody has come to ask, hey, do you guys need help? I see the so-called white man is constantly shitting on you. What can we do to help you? Nobody gives a damn, even of our own people, the Latin tribes and communities. But those are all infiltrated and have been by the so-called white man anyway. Go ahead, Kassad.
All right, this is Zechariah 2 and 6. It says, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north, saith the Lord. For I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith the Lord. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. For thus saith the Lord of hosts, after the glory hath he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you. For he that toucheth you touches the apple of his eye.
Yep. Yeah, you messed with the wrong kid. You're picking on the wrong kid in this neighborhood, man. You shouldn't have touched the apple of his eye. Matter of fact, let's kind of look at what that phrase means.
It means it's the pupil. It's the most important part of the eye. If I'm not mistaken.
Trying to see if there's a like an English equivalent / breakdown to but basically it means that you're very beloved, you're very beholden, you're the single focus of a thing. Okay, so they shouldn't have touched us, knowing that the Most High was focused in on us, that he was watching over us, that his laws, statutes, and commandments were meant for us, and that no one else needed to come and intervene and put their nose and meddle into our business. But they saw the riches and the ability that Edom and these other nations were getting off of having us in their captivity, and they used us to build up their nations. They used us for our ideas. They used us for our strength. They used us to build their corporations, whether it's sports or industry. It doesn't matter. They put us in, and they take our ideas and they take our energy, and we get no recognition for it. And we can deliver them up to a platform and put them up, and they'll never give us any due reward. They're like, oh, well, you just did what you were supposed to do anyway.
I got a precept for you.
Come on.
I got a little bit more.
Oh, it's like that, brother.
Like it. It said, verse 9, Zechariah 2:9, it says, "For behold, I will shake mine hand upon them, and they shall be a spoil to their servants, and ye shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me."
Yep.
And then last one real quick. You mentioned this, Uraz. Jeremiah 5 and Jeremiah 15:5. It says, "For who shall have pity upon thee, O Jerusalem, or who shall bemoan thee, or who shall go aside to ask how thou doest?"
Right. Yeah, because these other nations, they have no business or care for us, man. So no one's gonna inquire because it's all on us. It's always been on us. You see. So when you see Jakes moving in to certain neighborhoods or living in places they shouldn't be, when all hell breaks loose, the people will turn on you. You know, you shouldn't. You know, that's why a lot of countries try to stay within their own community. But you got like the Chinese out there beating up on all these, you know, I don't know, some of them could be Jakes, some of them could be Hamites. But either way, it's sending a message and a vibration out and across that the Chinese, they don't like so-called black people. They don't like Negroes.
Mm.
So what do you think is going to take place in Brazil? What do you think is going to take place in the islands, in Jamaica and stuff, where you have heavy Chinese influences, where they're surrounded by so-called black culture? What do you think is going to happen? They're going to start fucking tearing them up, and they're going to start kicking them out. They've done it, and they're doing it in Africa, where they're starting to kick them out. So it's a chain reaction, you know, and that's going back into another scripture where everyone shall flee back into their own land.
Mm.
So we're seeing, hey, this is the year of prophecy. We're seeing a lot of things become and get fulfilled, man.
I got the precept for you. This is 2 Thessalonians 1, starting at 6. It says, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with Yahawah to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you, and to you who are troubled rest with us, when the Lord Yahawah when the Lord Yahawashi shall be revealed from heaven with his mighty angels, and a flaming fire taking vengeance on them that know not Yahawah, and that obey not the gospel of our Lord Yahawashi Mashiach, who shall be punished with everlasting destruction from the presence of the Lord and from the glory of his power, when he shall come to be glorified in his saints and to be admired in all them that believe, because our testimony among you was believed in that day."
You see, this is how powerful and important it is of a work that we're doing. And you got a lot of guys that are abusing this time and this privilege and this glory in pursuing to fulfill their own bellies. You got guys out, you know, doing all, and there's tons of groups doing it, music videos. You know, rather than putting up more edifying videos, look, it's one thing to make a song, keep it in house, circulate it within yourselves. It's another thing to turn those songs into music videos, and like, what the hell are you doing, man?
Monetary.
Putting in all this extra time, energy, and production, right? All for views to acquire some YouTube payment, man. What are you doing with that money that you're accumulating? You're eating off of it. You're seeing these guys get fatter and fatter. You're seeing their gear come up. But you're not seeing the people around them that are supporting them and buying it. Like, you should just be giving it right back. You should just be giving it right back. Like, what need do you have of it to come up in this world, man. Goes back into the first thing or another thing to segue into, which was the whole point of wearing sackcloth, man. A lot of these guys forgot that we're supposed to be wearing sackcloth, man. This punishment is coming to be recompensed on these other people. You're supposed to be at rest, okay, in this word. You're not supposed to be comfortable in this world, man. I just want to live comfortable. Shut the fuck up. You're not here to live comfortable, man. You're here to be wearing sackcloth is itchy. It's uncomfortable. You know, John the Baptist had a garment of a camel's hair, man. That's uncomfortable. A leather belt, you know, or not even a leather belt. I think he had just a rope belt. It might have been a leather belt, but still, you know, that wasn't nothing goodly or sightly to be seen. Because at the end of the day, all this stuff is going to be burned up with fire, man. Okay, and all those that are not obeying the good news of Yahawashi's coming, which is that's what you're supposed to be pushing the most. Is that look, Yahawashi's coming. He's going to redeem us. He's going to free us. You know, he's going to put all these nations under subjection. So start showing your obedience. Start rehearsing these laws, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability. Avoid the mark of the beast. Okay. Start living your life towards YAHAWASHI and YAHAWASHI, man.
Precept.
Come on.
This is a Revelation chapter 11, verse 3. And I will give power unto my 2 witnesses, and they shall prophesy 1,260 days, clothed in sackcloth.
Right. And what's another point of the sackcloth is that we're in a time of mourning, man. When you put on the sackcloth, that's not you don't wear sackcloth to a funeral. Sorry, you don't wear sackcloth to a wedding. Okay, you don't get married on your wedding day, and you know, and everyone's in sackcloth. You wear sackcloth, you know, to a funeral, a time of mourning, a time of loss.
Hey, so like, speaking of the wedding and the sackcloth, they you know the Tiger show or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I guess there was some rival. They had a rival.
The Tiger King?
Yeah, Tiger King. I
Yeah.
guess they had a rival. It was some older Edomite male that was married to this to some lady that trains tigers now and all that. But I guess dude came up missing, and they believed that the wife ground him up and fed him to the tigers or whatever. But the point of the story
Karen.
is, huh?
You talking about Karen?
Karen.
Yes,
That's her
that
name?
Carol. Yeah, killed their husband.
Yeah.
Carol.
She
that's
got she got away with it too. But the point being, so she's married to some new Edomite now, to another Edomite, some older Edomite. And on their wedding day, man, the dude, she wore a dress, but what he wore was a fucking like a Bam Bam caveman Fred Flintstone with the stick, one of them fucking one piece little foot. He wore that shit to his wedding, man. So that shit was funny as hell.
That's off. But hey, but maybe he was you know, spiritually dreading having to marry that bitch.
Yeah, that was a true caveman spirit, man.
Yeah.
Caught that bitch one day.
Yep.
I got a precept.
Come on.
Second Ezra chapter 8, verse 50. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter times shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. But understand thou for thyself, and seek out the glory for such as be like thee. For unto you is paradise open, the tree of life is planted, the time to come is prepared, plenteous is made ready, a city is builded, and rest is allowed, yea, perfect goodness and wisdom.
Yeah, see that perfect goodness and wisdom, man. Then the rest is allowed. Right now we're resting in Yahawashi in spirit, but shit, you're waking up, you know, and you're sore. You know what I'm saying? You're not really rested. Your body's still sick. You're full of mucus. You know, things aren't perfect. You're not in their perfection. See, perfect goodness and wisdom. We haven't received that yet. So what we're in right now is a time of we're in the latter times, okay, where great miseries are taking place, okay. But what you're supposed to be focused on is this ministry, this word, the brotherhood, seeking out the glory for such as be like unto thee. So when you find some, you imagine that it's just like Mad Max, and there's hardly anybody anywhere. Fucking everything's dried up and gone. So when you find someone, especially when they got your same mind, you realize, oh, that's not an enemy or a danger. You're supposed to link up tight, man. You're supposed to link up tight. And if you can't, well, that shows you that there's something wrong. You haven't really become that new creature yet. So you gotta change, man. You gotta make that metamorphosis. You gotta pray and hope that is possible. You gotta believe that it's possible, but you gotta make those steps. You gotta attain and build that discipline. And that's the thing about this time with this quarantine. A lot of people they have all this ability and time to show that they have discipline now, because a lot of people, that I got projects, New Year's resolutions. How many of these people, it's only April, have accomplished their New Year's resolutions, man? How many of these people have achieved a goal that they said, I wish I could do if only I had the time? Yeah, I'll bet zero,
Zero.
I got a precept.
Come
Sirach 6 and I'll start at 32. It says, my son, if thou wilt, shalt be taught, and if thou wilt apply thy mind, thou shalt be prudent. If thou love to hear, thou shalt receive understanding, and if thou bow thine ear, thou shalt be wise. Stand in the multitude of the elders, and cleave unto him that is wise. Be willing to hear every godly discourse, and let not the parables of understanding escape thee. And this came to mind when you said the Mad Max, verse 36. And if thou seest a man of understanding, get thee betimes unto him, and let thy foot wear the steps of his door. Let thy mind be upon the ordinances of the Lord, and meditate continually in his commandments. He shall establish thine heart, and give thee wisdom at thine own desire.
Yeah, that's heavy, man. You're supposed to, man. One thing I wanted to focus on verse 36. Let thy foot wear the steps of his door. So like a young apprentice, you when you find, and you'll see this in movies and stories, cartoons, whatever. You'll find a young apprentice that'll seek out a master, and every morning he's on that doorstep. It might even be a fucking dog, but every morning he's on the doorstep. He's like, no, this guy, he's taking care of me. This guy's taking care of me. So you're supposed to be like that, ready and tentative. That's why it says, here's another. This is a catch-22. If you love to hear, if that's a lot of guys say, oh, I like this, I like that, but really, if you love to hear, then you'll
receive. If was a fifth.
Yeah, right. Thou shalt receive understanding, and if thou bow thine ear, see, bowing thy ear means you make it servant. It's receiving, it's receptive. Then thou shalt be wise. Meaning, you're listening more. And it's not just listening to what they're saying, but are you processing? Are you processing what the hell's being taught? Are you being prudent? Are you applying what you're listening to? Are you applying that into a forward-thinking mindset? Are you looking back on things that happened in the past and like, damn, if I would have known that, then, oh shit, man. And a lot of times people will realize that with money. They'll be like, damn, if only I could have saved, man, I should have saved so much money. And it's funny because a lot of people equate and associate time with money. Like, I can only make this much money because I get paid hourly in time. But so they'll look at it like that, like, damn, I could have saved so much money back then, rather than I could have saved so much time and spent or earned my money elsewhere. It's a weird flip flop. Like, yeah, go ahead.
Like and that's what they did back in ancient Rome. They used to pay you in salt.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So your time and your labor or whatever, they pay you in salt because salt was money. You
Yeah,
know?
that's where you got. That's where you get the term salary, and
Yeah.
that's where you get the phrase that a man is worth his weight in salt. You know, because they would. That's how they paid you in salt. You know, matter of fact, hey, you brothers, since you've kind of been into cooking lately, uh, look into how to make rosemary salt. It only lasts for about 2 weeks, so you only make it in a batch big enough for about 2 weeks. And you brothers are gonna love that shit, man. Rosemary salt. When you get a chance, look that up. Um, yeah, you'll like that. But yeah,
I got
verse. Go ahead.
all right. Philippians chapter 2, starting at verse 1. If there be therefore any consolation in Yahushai, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels and mercies, fulfill ye my joy, and ye be like-minded, having the same love, being of one accord, of one mind.
Yeah, yeah, that's it. Because when you know what the end goal is, you know you shouldn't complain about how you get there. It's like, no, that we know we're starting here and we know we're gonna end there. So as long as you're moving towards that direction, it's good. What happens is, someone might get upset because hey, it's a treacherous and a perilous way. So you start finding out, oh shit, this is straight. This is difficult. Damn, this is narrow. We got to go one. I can't. I want to walk right beside you. No, you one at a time, and it's gonna be a perilous journey. You know. But if man, if is a motherfucker. If there be any consolation, if there be any prize or reward in the anointed one, if any comfort of love, if any fellowship of the Spirit, if any bowels of mercy, right? And this is something you got to ask yourself: are these things in you? This is a gut check. Then you need to fulfill my joy. Then if that's in you, then you could be you could be with me. This is what Yahushua is saying. Having that same love, being of one accord, of one mind, because Yahushua was doing the same thing, but on his scale, it was between him and the Most High. So he's dumbing it down, saying, "Look, just do it on the scale between me and you."
I got a precept.
Come on.
And that John and 17, that whole chapter deals with exactly what you just said, the relationship between Yahawashi and Yahawah, and then that same relationship between the elect and Yahawashi. But this is Matthew 11 and 45, that ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven. For he maketh the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. Kind of dealing with what you said, if, you know what I'm saying? That if is a big deal because he causes the sun to shine on the just and the unjust. You don't know who you are until that day. Verse 46, if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same?
Hey, Salaki, brother, what book are you in?
Matthews 11 and 45.
No, I don't think so, brother.
5 and 45. So like it.
Okay.
So
All right, start back at the top.
All right, this is Matthews 5 and 45. That ye may be the children of your Father which is in heaven, for he maketh the sun to rise on the evil and the good, and sendeth rain on the just and the unjust. For if ye love them which love you, what reward have ye? Do not even the publicans the same? And if ye salute your brethren only, what do ye more than others? Do you not even the publicans? Be ye therefore perfect, as your Father which is in heaven is perfect. Dealing with that relationship between Yahushua and the Most High, and then the elect and Yahushua.
Yep. Yeah, this is all a big rehearsal, but we're given the things in which we need to rehearse. We're told these things. So again, going back to being the year of prophecy, it's almost too late. You know what I'm saying, for a lot of guys to get into this thing, because you can't pour new wine into an old bottle. You got to be a new bottle. Like, you got to start there first. Are you become a new bottle? Don't be so attached to yourself and your thoughts. You got to let go of those things, man. You got to really embrace a new mentality and a new way of thinking, and that's a challenge. A lot of people claim they like challenges, but they won't challenge themselves. You know, and this is where it matters the most. But I'm gonna stop. Kassan, I'm gonna turn it over to you. I'm gonna let you take it over.
Con. Uh, somebody, Baba Kashar, grab Psalm 119:9.
I'm there.
Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me? Yeah, I got you,
Yeah.
bro. This is Psalms 119:9. It says, "Wherewithal shall a young man cleanse his way? By taking heed thereto, according to thy word. With my whole heart have I sought thee. Oh, let me not wander from thy commandments."
Yeah. So that's the way. As a young man, you get cleansed. By taking heed to the words of Yahawah Shemi Shai. Because in this world, when you was in the world, you was just dirty, man. Spiritually dirty. You walking according to the ways of this world, and you know, somebody grab our righteousnesses as filthy rags. Because even now, even though we changed our lives, like we read in Peter's, um, became those newborn babes. Hey, we still are at the mercy of Yahweh Shemi Shai. We're still uh in captivity and hoping to be delivered, man. So that's why it's important to continue to have that faith and walk that straight and narrow, man. Especially in the times we're in, because the times we're in is gonna get crazier, man. Times we're in is gonna get crazier, man. This whole coronavirus thing, even though it seems like it's letting up, you know, we still have yet to experience the time of Jacob's trouble to the maximum level of what it's gonna be. You know, go ahead, bro.
This is Isaiah chapter 64, verse 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquity, like the wind, have taken us away.
Let's read that again.
For this is Isaiah 64 and 6. But we are all as an unclean thing, and all our righteousness are as filthy rags. And we all do fade as a leaf, and our iniquities, like the wind, have taken us away.
Yeah. So our iniquity is what caused us to be scattered in the first place. Like we read in Zechariah, it said that you know uh, scattered amongst the four winds. So our iniquity as a nation has caused us to be in this situation, man. But at the end of the day, our righteousness is as filthy rags, man. So imagine a damn a woman's menstrual rag. How
Mm.
wicked and or how unclean and dirty that is, man. You know what I'm saying? Or you got some the rag you use to
Mm.
if you went to one of these public restrooms at one of these grocery stores that just it's known for being nasty. That one in Kent, that that Safeway bathroom in Kent with all the crackheads and be blood in there and shit. You know what I'm saying? Imagine, you know, you on some type of work detail and you get thrown in there and you got to clean that motherfucker spick and span, man, with one rag. The filthiness and the dirtiness that's gonna be on that rag, man. That's what that's in comparison of our nation, man. You know, that's a comparison of our nation. You know, your brother's got something.
No, no, not for a second.
Okay. Um, grab Romans 3:3 real quick because
Oh, go ahead.
you still got with us being in the end, you still got Jake that's not believing. You know, Apostle Ramlov did a video as well as like a elder Yashawamba, that Jake who was trying to demonize uh the so-called black Hebrew Israelites, which time and time again, as the apostles and the elders say and brothers say, we're Israelites, we're not black. You still got Jake that don't believe, you know, but they gonna feel real greasy when the Lord returns, and they getting left here, and the elect is getting beamed up, man, or the elect is getting experience all that.
Sai, you all right? I think your screen froze up a little bit.
Yeah, man, it's tripping.
Okay.
Like it.
That's Esau.
Yeah.
Because that shit was doing it to me earlier in the living room.
Right.
Shit. You want that?
Yeah, go ahead.
This is Romans 3, verse 3. It says, "For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of Yahweh without effect?" Yahweh forbid.
Yeah. So just because some don't believe doesn't mean that the Most High's word isn't good, isn't money. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's like the word of YAHAWASHI is as if so like it.
Rakata.
The water. Las Vegas, people that gamble, or you go to one of these casinos around here, and you go to some table, and I'm not a gambler, but whatever type shit they got, the little shit where they spin the fucking thing, and they let the ball drop, and it goes around and shit. Well, it's like you go there, and you can either bet on Satan or you can bet on the Most High. You'd be a fool being an Israelite to bet on Satan. Or I'm gonna put all my money on black. You know what I'm saying? Versus putting all your money on white, being righteousness, huh?
The Russian roulette wheel.
Yeah, whatever that shit is,
Yeah, it's Russian roulette.
So you got 2/3 of Jake that's putting their money on Satan, man, by staying stuck in that plantation Christianity, believing the lies and slanders that Esau's throwing out there about the Israelites, So, despite the word going out, this being the end, and everything the apostles and elders have broken down via prophecy. But does that mean that because they don't believe, the words of the Lord is they're just gonna become null and void? No.
Got a precept for you.
Yep. I know you got more too, right?
Yeah, there's more.
This
Finish
directed to that point.
up real quick.
All right, you're gonna finish this. Okay. Verse 4 says, "Yahweh forbid, yea, let Yahweh be true, but every man a liar, as it is written, that thou mightest be justified in thy saying, and mightest overcomest when thou art judged."
Boom. Go ahead, Taba.
This is Numbers chapter 23, verse 19. The Heavenly Father is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. He have said, and shall it not? I'm sorry. It says he have said, and shall he not do it, or have he spoken, and shall he not make it good?
Yeah. Hey, the Lord said, Ashiar, can you find that in Deuteronomy in the curses where the Lord said he's smartest with madness?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, the Lord said he was gonna do that even before this whole coronavirus, so-called coronavirus thing, man. Oh, shit. Remember the cat that we seen? He was dressed like fucking like some Aladdin.
Oh yeah.
You know that was a heathen, but you know you got Jake that's on that too, man. Remember, when the coronavirus thing first hit, remember every Jake we seen walking down the street and shit was bugged out when we was coming from the grocery store.
Yep, all them bums and shit, man.
Yeah,
That was tough too.
talking to themselves, wearing Superman pajamas or whatever the hell that was. Like the Lord literally smote our people with
I got
with
that.
madness. Yeah.
This is Deuteronomy 28 and 28. The Lord shall smite thee with madness and blindness and astonishment of heart.
Yeah. Madness and blindness and astonishment of heart, man. So the Lord's words that he spoke actually took hold in effect on what the Lord said it would take hold in effect on, man. Which is why our people, like I said, is out here wanting to be Instagram famous and social media famous, you know. Did
I
you
got
have
that quick for you. This is Isaiah 55 and 11. It says, "So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. It shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it."
Yeah. So matter of fact, start up at like verse 9.
This is Isaiah 55 and 9. It says, "For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts. For as the rain cometh down and the snow from heaven, and returneth not thither, but watereth the earth, and maketh it bring forth and bud, that it may give seed to the sower and bread to the eater."
Yeah. So just how you got the process of I forget what you call that but what's that process called with when it rains, the precipitation and all that? Huh?
Precipitation.
Yeah, precipitation.
That's
that cycle.
Water cycle. It's just called the water cycle.
Yeah, the water cycle. There we go. So the same way that water that comes from the heavens, from a cloud or whatnot, it's gonna eventually get back there, but in the form of vapor. You know what I'm saying? It's not going. You know how you got a water drop, and the big part's at the bottom, and then the little part of the water drops up top when it falls because of the gravity and whatnot. It's not like it's gonna hit the earth, do a 180, and then go right back up. You know what I'm saying? It's not
rewind.
Yeah, rewind. Yeah, it's not gonna do that. It's a process. So the same way that is effective, you know, and that being the Most High's creation, it's the same thing with His word, man. You know, it's the same thing with the word of YAHAWASHI. It said it was gonna do this, and that's exactly what it's gonna do at the right time. Go ahead, bro.
That was it on that.
Okay. Somebody grab Sirach 25 and 13.
I got it.
Start at 12.
You said verse 12?
Yeah, 12 and 13.
Okay, it's Sirach chapter 25, verse 12. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of his love, and faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him.
Yeah, and that's what we've done. We've cleaved onto the Lord, man. we have faith. All right. The Lord loving us. You know, we fear him. All right, knowing that the Lord loves his people. You gotta fear the Lord, man. Because what it's saying, Salaki. What was you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say it said faith is the beginning of cleaving unto him.
Yeah.
So that's just the bare minimum of
Yeah.
starting to attach yourself to the Heavenly Father.
Yep.
Hey, Shalom.
Yep.
Barakatah Yahweh,
That's
Barakatah Yahawashi.
something that we've all went
All
through.
praise to
Coming
Yahweh,
into this
Bashim
truth,
Yahawashi,
you know,
the
just
Heavenly
having
Father, whose
faith
name is Yahweh,
that the Lord's
in
dealing
the
with
name
you,
of his Son, which is Yahawashi.
going in the right direction and
Double
all
honors
that.
to the elders and the
You know,
apostles
that's the process as far as
Salaki,
you cleaving onto him, depending
of the
on him
nation
for
of
everything.
Israel,
Because in the world, you
better known
depended
as the
upon
Great
this world
Millstone.
or some form of
A
wickedness
Shalom to the elect,
to
to the
get everything
144,000, to the
you got.
1/3,
But now,
and death
when
to
you come
2/3
into
and
the
all the
truth,
wicked.
it's a total
This is Isaiah
reversal.
66:1. Thus
There
saith
was
the
something I was
Lord,
gonna say when you
the
read
heaven is my throne, and the earth is my footstool.
in the Old Testament.
Where is the house that ye build unto me, and where is the place of my
I
rest?
lost my train of thought. But if it
And
come back to me, I'll say it. But go ahead, though.
this is
Verse
you know, this is
13,
the
it
point
says, give me any plague
that
but the plague of the heart,
you know,
and any
people are
wickedness
building
but the wickedness
churches
of a woman.
Yeah. So hey,
and not realizing what
going
what the
into
purpose or the point of a
back
temple
again, what
or
the
a
brother
building
read in
is.
Deuteronomy 28.
And it tells you even in the book of Habakkuk
The
or
Lord
Habakkuk,
putting
however you want to
those
pronounce it,
you know
that
those curses on us.
you know, the temple is
Hey,
built
any
to
plague but
honor
the
the
plague of the
name,
mind, man.
the name.
Right, and us
So all these people
as
are
a
building
nation
these
being
temples,
rebellious against the Lord.
you know,
That's why you see so many
because they
Israelites
want
out
to
there
gather, they want to create a
totally
fund,
off their rocker,
and
man.
they want to say that, you know,
Like an
basically
old
it's
person
to gather money. But the Heavenly Father
had
say,
an
you know,
old
what
home
temple
and
are you
all
going
they
to
do
build
is
me?
sit in that
Because
rocking chair all day.
our hands are
You
defiled.
know,
You
it's
got to
known
remember
that
this when
that's
the
Jimmy.
before the temples were
You know,
built,
hey,
and you had the
he gonna
sons
be
of
right there watching
Moses, you know, or the
watching
sons of Aaron and
the
Salakia,
watching the news
they
and the
had to be
weather.
clean to a degree,
He
and
gonna
only
be
certain
watching the paint dry.
men
It's
could
already
touch
Yeah.
certain things.
Hey, remember
So
Thabo
for guys
watching
in
the
this
news
time
and
to
the
try to
weather.
recreate
You
it,
know what I'm
you're not
saying?
even in the right mind,
But
because
if you see this nigga,
you'll have preachers and pastors
if you see
that
him
don't even
fucking
have beards,
mobbing around the old
or
folks home,
what they can grow, they'll shave it
spaced
and
out,
say, "Oh, because
it's
I
like,
can't grow a
dog, what are you
beard,"
doing, man? You know,
and they
you don't
mar the
usually do
corners of
this.
their face.
So that's
So to
our
show
people.
the
They're off their
large amount
rocker,
of
man. They should be in a
insincerity,
rocking chair, but they
the Heavenly Father is
walking around
furious, man, for
with
these
nothing but a
people to
damn
show a large
bathrobe on,
amount of
drooling.
being
You know what I'm saying?
insincere.
Dentures out their mouth.
So what can we build them though? Even in
Our
the mind or
our
the
people
aspect of
they're not all there,
if
man.
the earth was a
Our people
footstool,
are not
you
all
can't
there.
build
All right, and that's
a livable
part of the
home
curses.
on top of an ottoman,
Go
on
ahead.
top of a footstool. You see?
Was that you was done?
That was the end of verse 13.
So
Okay.
it just shows the madness.
Chapter.
I got a precept for you.
I got a precept as well.
All right. Thabo, go ahead, and then
So like, one
Osh,
second,
yours.
pull this up.
This is Hebrews chapter 6. I'll start at verse 17. It says, wherein the Most High, willing more abundantly to show unto the heirs of promise the immutability.
So okay,
I believe is how you say that word.
I think it's Acts.
Of his counsel,
So like
confirmed
Acts
it by an
7,
oath, that by two immutable things,
like
in which it was impossible for the Heavenly Father to lie, we might have a strong consolation, who have fled for refuge to lay hold upon the hope set before us.
Yeah.
Okay, here it is. Acts
Somebody get
7
that
and
in Proverbs, the righteous runneth into it and is safe.
46.
Because that's that refuge in which we
who found favor before the Most High Yahweh and desired to find a tabernacle for the power of Jacob.
So
but Solomon built him a house. Howbeit the Most High dwelleth not in temples made with hands, as saith the prophet Isaiah. You see? And he's quoting from, heaven is my throne and earth is my footstool. What house will ye build me? Saith the Lord, and what is the place of my rest? Hath not my hand made all these things?
He made an oath.
See?
With our forefather Abraham.
If the kingdom of heaven, if the whole kingdom dwells inside of you, how are you going to build him one temple? on the earth,
Isaac and Jacob.
but the
excuse me.
kingdom itself
You
dwelleth
know,
in
so
you.
there's nothing that Esau can do
That's a stumper right there for these people
to
because they're
make
not spiritual. They're
make
not
that
observant
promise,
into
because ultimately it
the
was a
reason, the
promise.
points, and the purposes.
You know, and the Most High not being a man that he
You know,
should lie,
for these
that
actions that
promise
the
is going to
ancients
stand
that are
stand the
ancient
test of
Israelite
time.
ancestors were taking.
All right, and
You see,
we're on the
vanity of
verge of
vanities,
actually
man.
receiving that promise.
So these
Somebody
churches, a lot
go
of people are finding out that these churches
2 Ezra 6 and 9,
are failing people.
or you can start at 7.
You know, so like it was.
But go ahead with the precept that you got though, Tawa, or Ashior.
This is Proverbs 18 and 10. It says, "The name of the Lord is a strong tower; the righteous runneth into it and is safe."
Okay.
Right. Hey, so that's
So what
that's
we're going
an
to see is a
important
lot of
fact,
these
that
pastors
the
are going to
righteous
get
run into the
they're going to
name
get
of
attacked
the Most High and is safe.
because they're
Think
people are going to
about
find out that they've been lying.
all these
Now,
Israelite groups that don't even call on the name of
Jeremiah,
Yahweh
the 23rd
or
chapter,
Yahushua.
this whole chapter pretty much goes in on,
That's a scary thought,
you know,
man.
these false
The
pastors.
scripture says a righteous
And
runneth
starting in verse
into it
1,
and is
it
safe.
tells you,
You got to have faith that
woe be unto the
there's power
pastors
in those names, man.
that destroy and scatter the sheep
You know
of
what I'm
my
saying? For
pasture,
you
saith the Lord.
to
Therefore, thus saith the
hang your hat
Lord,
upon
power
that,
of
so to
Israel,
say.
against
You know,
the
in this
pastors
world,
that feed my
in this
people.
world,
Ye have scattered my flock
you know,
and
Esau got
driven
the
them
saying,
away,
I hang my hat upon this,
and have
or
not visited
you
them.
know, dumbass
Behold, I will
shit
visit
Esau
upon
be
you the
thinking
evil of your
they're
doings, saith the
stand-up
Most High.
individuals and junk like that. Well, no, hey, we
See?
hang our hat up. Esau, he'll hang his
Matter of
hat
fact,
upon the cowboy boots or some shit.
let's get something else
You
here.
know, Wrangler jeans and cowboy boots. But you know, that's
Actually,
all.
you keep
You
reading
know,
that verse 2.
but
Therefore,
we
thus saith
hang
the
our
Lord,
hat
power of
upon,
Israel, against the pastors
you
that feed
know,
my
a
people.
YAHAWASHI Yahushua,
Ye have scattered
knowing that
my
that's
flock
our
and
protection.
driven them away,
You
and
know,
have not visited them.
go ahead.
That was it on that.
See what I'm saying? He had a precept.
Okay.
This is
Go ahead.
So like, hold on a
Psalms
second.
51, dealing with that, having a clear mind and having that relationship with Yahweh. This is Psalms 51 and 11, and 10.
Okay.
Create in me a clean heart, O Yahweh,
Therefore,
and
thus saith the
renew
Lord,
a
power
right
of Israel,
spirit
against
within
the
me.
pastors that feed my people. Ye
Cast
have
me
scattered
not
my flock
away
and
from thy
driven them
presence,
away, and have
and
not
take not the
visited them.
Holy Spirit from me.
Behold, I will visit upon you
Restore
the
unto
evil of
me.
your
Take
doings,
not thy
saith the
Holy
Lord.
Spirit from me.
And I will
Take not
gather
the
the
Holy
remnant
Spirit
of
from me.
my
It's the
flock
Most
out of
High's,
all countries, whither I have driven them, and will bring them again to their
that righteous
folds, and
spirit
they
that
shall be
the
fruitful
Most
and
High has,
increase.
man. You know, we want
Matter
that
of
to
fact, there's another
continuously
precept, if I
be
can think
within
of
us
it.
and be upon us, man. You
God.
It
know,
tells you that he shall feed us with
but
pastures
think about it, man.
according to his heart.
That's the
You
last thing
know,
you want is to experience this
because a lot of
this
these pastors,
goodness.
what they're doing is they're
You got
just
a taste of
setting things up to rob and steal
power
from
of
people. And a lot of people, they're desperate
you know,
to
the
hear the
kingdom
word.
initially,
But
and then
a
that's
lot
the
of them
last
are
thing you would
going
want is
and
to end
desperate
up
to hear the
like
feel
the
good
rest of
things
these
and not the truth.
bugged out
And that's
2/3.
why here in America you have drive-through churches
That's
and
out here
drive-through confessions,
that don't know the Lord. You know, go ahead to what.
and people trying to say that
Restore unto me the joy of thy
people trying
salvation,
to say that
and uphold me with thy
you
free
know
spirit. Then will I teach
their religion
transgressors
and
thy
their way is
ways,
correct,
and sinners shall be
and they're
converted
using
unto
things like
thee.
I
Yeah.
shall not eat poison and die.
Somebody grab Isaiah 58:1.
But they're grabbing the collection plate
All right, because
and
it says,
getting
then
sick
will
or
I
catching
teach
that
got you.
COVID,
transgressors thy ways.
showing you that the Most High
All
is
right,
not
you're
in
not
there. He
gonna
doesn't
be
dwell in the hands made with
the
he doesn't
so-called
dwell in the
Christian
temple made
church,
with hands.
the Baptist church or
As
whatever.
saith the prophets.
They ain't teaching
You see?
transgressors the ways of the Lord. They teaching you
So here it
how to
is.
make
You
a
want to try
damn
look, verse 24. Can any hide
seafood
himself
gumbo,
in
man.
secret places that I shall not see him?
You know, they're
Saith the
teaching you
Lord. Do not I fill heaven and earth, saith the
how
Lord?
to properly
I have
cook
heard what the
bacon.
prophets
You know,
said, that
Yeah.
prophesy lies
you
in
know,
my
they're teaching
name,
you how to
saying, I
do
have dreamed,
wickedness
I have
and
dreamed.
get away with it.
And this is a
You know,
strong
teaching
example
you how to be
against
a demon,
Martin
like it says in
Luther
Isaiah.
King. Okay.
They sit in
How
the
long shall this
groves
be in the
and
heart of
say,
the
"Come not
prophets that
near unto
prophesy
us, for
lies? Yea, they are
I am
prophets
holier than
of
thou."
the
I'm gonna grab
deceit
that
of
real
their
quick.
own heart.
Do you want
That's
that, Isaiah?
which
They
think to
teach you
cause my
ultimately.
people
They teach
to
you how to be
forget my
hypocrites
name
in the
by
so-called
their
black
dreams,
churches.
which they tell every man to his neighbor,
A reprobate.
as their fathers have
Go ahead though.
forgotten
Whoever has some.
my name for
That was
Baal,
the
which
one you called
Baal,
for
another way
Isaiah
to say
58
Baal
1.
in
Cry
this modern
aloud,
time
spare not,
is
lift up
simply
thy
the
voice like a
Lord.
trumpet, and shew my people their
See?
transgressions, and the house of Jacob their sins.
You see? So when you
Yeah.
see Lord,
So
like in verse 28, all
that's
caps,
because
that
of
is actually the name Yahawah.
the Lord that we're able to do that.
That is actually the
The
name
spirit of the
Yahawah.
Lord being upon us, because the last
See?
thing you was thinking in the world was
So this is all something
preaching the
that
truth of the Bible to your people
that's being revealed, and it's going to be shown
having
stronger and
transgressors
stronger that these people are
depart
going off,
from all the
and that
wickedness they
these
was doing
pastors are
to
false
serve the Lord, man,
prophets,
in
and that
hopes
all
of
these
being
people that
saved.
these guys listen to on these podcasts that have been
So it's only
taking
because of
the bits of the knowledge and
Lord's
trying to
spirit
claim it as their
that we're
own
able to do that.
and trying to say like they're bringing out something
I got another
heavy or
quick
deep.
precept for you while you're looking for that one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Look, they're all about to be
Luke
messed
22
up.
and 32. But this is YAHAWASHI speaking.
Like,
But I have prayed for thee that thy faith fail not, and when thou art converted, strengthen thy brethren.
Yep.
I got a precept for you.
Okay, go ahead, bro.
This is Matthew 23 and 15. It says, "Woe unto you, scribes and Pharisees, hypocrites!
So
For
all
ye can
this is
pass sea
coming
and land
against,
to make one proselyte,
like I said,
and
this
when
whole
he is
chapter is
made,
showing you
ye make him twofold more the
what's
child of
coming, and no
hell
one
than
can stop what's
yourself."
coming. You know, you can't.
Yeah, man. Break that down real quick.
Yeah, man.
Let's see,
Like these niggas, man. These niggas was wicked as
I think
fuck,
it's can a man.
and
It's either can a man stop
they
or can a man
travel
turn away? Can a man
beyond distances to try to make convert people to
is that
their
Sirach?
customs or beliefs, and they make the nigga worse than themselves, man. Twice as worse as themselves. Okay, because what they're indoctrinating them with lies, man. And what makes it worse is that they know the truth.
May one
And they're
turn again
still
the arrow that is
pushing
shot of the
these
strong
lies
archer?
out, man.
The mighty
So
Lord sendeth
they
the
know
plagues,
better
and who is
than
he that can drive them away?
go against the grain, but they're
You
teaching
see?
men to
So
go against the
what
grain.
we're seeing take
And those
place with
men,
COVID and
their
there's
first
other
nature
things,
is to
mass
go against the
bird
grain, so they
die-offs
have
and all
no
types of
conscience
stuff
towards the
taking
Heavenly
place.
Father, man.
No
So
one's
they're
going to be able
teaching
to stop it. Your
worse
priests
than
and your
what you were.
pastors,
Go ahead, bro.
your false prophets,
Grab Matthew 5 and
they're not going to be able
17.
to stop
Read down.
Yep,
what's
this is
what's
Matthew
taking
5 and
place and
17.
what's
It says,
happening.
"Think not that I am come
You
to
see?
destroy the law
Because the
or
Most
the
High has
prophets.
ordained these
I am
things to
not
come.
come to destroy, but to fulfill."
As a
Yeah,
matter
and
of
that's
fact,
not
this whole
the
chapter
black church
is a heavy chapter that
teach
is
that.
relevant to this day and time in these
They
last
don't teach.
days. Okay? And as
They
Ezra was
don't teach
seeing it in verse
what
17, you can see
Yahushua
where he
taught. They
questioned
don't
and he said,
follow
woe was me,
like Paul said,
who will
be
deliver
ye
me
followers
in
of
those
me,
days?
even as I am of
So this is just the
Mashiach
beginning of
Yahushua.
sorrows and great mournings,
They
the beginning
don't
of
adhere
famine
to
and
that.
great death, the beginning of wars,
Verse
and the
18,
powers
it
shall
says,
stand in
"Verily I
fear.
say unto you, till heaven
The
and
beginning
earth
of
pass,
evils, what
one
shall I
jot
do
or
when
one
these
tittle
evils shall
shall in
come?
no
See?
wise pass
So
from
the
the
government
law till all
and the
be
military
fulfilled.
and your local
Whosoever
counties, they're all going to be scared
whosoever
shitless.
therefore shall
And
break one
this
of
is just
these
the
least
beginning.
commandments and shall
So
teach men so,
with
he
that,
shall
I'm
be
going to say
called the
shalom.
least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven."
Yeah, so they don't they don't want to be considered great in the kingdom of heaven because they're not teaching our people out the book, man. They're teaching those fluffy words, those lies, catering to sensationalism. Catering to people's personal feelings, catering to their pockets, right? Versus living the truth, teaching the truth. Somebody grab somebody holding something. If not, grab Isaiah 65 and 4. Start at 4.
Isaiah chapter 65.
Actually, you can start at 1 and just read down.
Okay, Isaiah chapter 65, verse 1. I am sought of them that asked not for me. I am found of them that sought me not. I said, behold me, unto a nation that was not called by my name.
Yeah. So we wasn't, when growing up, we wasn't calling ourselves Israelites. You know, we didn't. This is the last thing we thought we'd be doing with our lives. You know, this is the last thing we thought we'd be doing. All right, so we wasn't necessarily seeking the Lord, even though in the back of our minds, you know that fear of God was there, but you know that demon be on you, where you just like living in the world, you know, adolescence, youth, going with the flow,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But at the opportune time, the Lord uh start knocking at that door, and you open the door, and the Lord sup with you, like it says in Revelation. Go ahead.
I have spread out my hands all the day unto a rebellious people, which walked in the way that was not good after their own thoughts.
Mm-hmm.
A people that provoked me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the groves, among the graves and lodge in the mountains, which eat
Is
swine.
nothing is oh it's a lot. My computer froze up. But everything that these Jake be doing in these Christian churches is you know this is it's the modern day version of what we're reading. You know, if you want to start at 3 again, because my computer froze.
Kind. It says, a people that provoked me to anger continually to my face, that sacrificeth in gardens and burneth incense upon altars of brick, which remain among the graves and lodge in the mountains, which eat swine's flesh and broth of abomination.
It's a lodge in monuments.
Oh, fuck it. Yeah, lodge in monuments.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep. So these churches they got, you know, with them high
Look, bro, you're
that
feeding.
that they got, it looks like it's like a grove, like a forest. Because you know, imagine being in the ancient world, you in the land of Israel, and you want to just blatantly worship something outside of YAHAWASHI. You're not gonna be either you gonna be doing that shit in the privacy of your own home. You know what I'm saying? And if somebody in your house wasn't with it and they said something, the whole house getting stoned. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so you would have to go in the boonies to go get away with that. So what better place than just like here in Washington State, man? You can be in the city, right? Little suburbs or whatever, and then 15 minutes up the road, 3 minutes up the road, it's dense forest.
You in the mountain.
You in the
You
mountains,
in the mountain.
and you can get away with all kind of wickedness. You know, so that's what Jake was doing, man. They was up there worshiping and sacrificing. You got the cover of the trees, so even if you lit a fire, like you know, it's gonna have to hit all the leaves and shit before it gets up to the, you know, in the sky or whatnot. Versus if you know what I'm saying. So
If I may say,
mhm.
like you were saying, like the thing is, they feel like that they was hidden from the Heavenly Father's eyes because like you said, there's trees. You got two trees. Their branches will start growing into each other, and it provides like a canopy type of deal. So they
Yeah,
think that they're being covered from the Heavenly Father's eyes, so they can perform all the wickedness. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
yeah, and that's why they got them churches uh, built like that. You
Exactly.
know. Go ahead, Thaba.
It says, which remain among the graves and lodge in the monuments, which eat swine's flesh, and broth of abominable things is in their vessels, which say, stand by thyself, come not near to me, for I am holier than thou. These are a smoke in my nose, a fire that burneth all the day.
Yeah, so here it is. They got a broth of abominable things in their vessel, in their vessels to eat swine's flesh. You know, eating pork ain't supposed. And this is before. This is well before the Greeks came and poured that rebellious spirit towards YAHAWASHI, man. But then not here it is. They're doing all this shit, all this wickedness, but they got the nerve to say, "Oh, stand over there because I'm holier than you." That's them big hat wearing nigger women that's in them churches. You know, she looked like a dark skinned Frankenstein with a big ass hat on, but she got the nerves to and she smokes cigarettes, but she got the nerves to think that she's holier than you.
What
You
is
know?
that? You wipe up her mouth and say she done no wrong.
Yeah. See, her husband's a deacon, but she's having an affair with the pastor.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And she's a church treasurer, stealing money. And that's that's the shit that when Tyler Perry be making these church movies, that's the fucking type shit that be going on.
Yeah, that's his ammo. That's his script right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the
Yeah.
whole church scene, and he glorifies the shit. And
Mhm.
all these nigga women, they go right along because it's the soap opera they've been living their whole damn life. So they love
Yeah.
those Tyler Perry movies.
It's relatable.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very relatable.
Yep.
hmm
Generations upon generations of wickedness. I think that no, keep going. Read the verse 7.
Okay. It says this is verse 6. Isaiah chapter 65 verse 6. Behold, it is written before me, I will not keep silence, but I will recompense into their bosom your iniquities and the iniquities of your fathers together, saith the Lord, which have burned incense upon the mountains and blasphemed me upon the hills. Therefore will I measure their former work into their bosom.
Yeah, the Lord required that which is past, man. So all that wickedness that they've done, they're gonna have to give account for that, man. You know, somebody has something.
I didn't have nothing.
Okay, grab that Wisdom of Solomon.
The 5th chapter.
5 and 1. Yeah, I was ready for the next one.
Grab that Second Ezra 6 and 9.
This is
Yeah, Second Ezra 6 and 9.
This is the book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 6, verse 9. It says, for Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth.
Yeah. So Esau is on his way out the door, and the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Okay. Go ahead with that Wisdom of Solomon.
5 starting on 1.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, this is Wisdom of Solomon, the 5th chapter, the 1st verse. It says, then shall the righteous man stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted him and made no account of his labors.
And think about how even despite this so-called coronavirus and social distancing and all that, you still got the apostles and elders that's going out on the highways and hedges, like physically going out there. You know, and you know each state being different. You know, circumstances for each state is different, but the apostles and elders still going out there. You know that's messing Esau's mind up. The elites, you know, imagine how that looks to the elites. Like, man, they still out there preaching the word, man. So-called coronavirus and all that, and they still out there with great boldness in the face of those that afflicted them and made no account of their labors. You know. Go ahead.
Verse 2 says, when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear and shall be amazed at the strangeness of his salvation so far beyond all that they looked for. And they repenting and groaning for anguish of spirit shall say within themselves that this was he. whom we had sometimes in derision and a proverb of reproach. We fools accounted his life madness and his end to be without honor. How
And
is
that's what the wicked think. You know, that's what Esau thinks. And you got the rebellious of our nation that they've adopted that same process of thinking. They've adopted that same mentality of us being uh, accounted, our lives being accounted for madness, and our end to be without honor. You know, they don't see no purpose in us doing what we do. They to them, you know, even the 2/3, they look at what we do as oh, they're just you know, they're just mad they don't got no money, or you know, shit don't go right for them. Shit didn't go right for them. Like, cause man, think about all these jakes that want to be internet stars. You know, these motherfuckers that got social media platforms. They got mini mansions and nice ass cars. They got the Benz trucks and Audi trucks and Mercedes Benzes and Maseratis and Porsches and all this. They what we're doing is looked at as foolish as hell. You know, foolish as hell. Here it is. They made their income off of making people laugh on the internet, or just going to college and really giving their soul to the society. And meanwhile, we look like bumps to them, and we're saying that everything they do is wicked. You know, so in their mind, they're like, oh, they're just money. They're just mad because they don't got no money. They're mad because they're broke, or things didn't work out for them, or they didn't get a proper education or whatnot. So they look at it. They account our life as madness, man. You know, and especially at this point in time when nobody really believes in the Lord anymore. Even people that go to church, Jake, that go to church, it's known that they're all hypocrites, man. Here it is that say you can't so-called curse or use harsh language, but they do it. You know what I'm saying? They smoke weed, they smoke cigarettes, commit adultery. You know, some of them is homosexuals and lesbians and all that. All right, but here it is, we condemn all that, and they think we're crazy because they believe that you know, you can do whatever you want to, but right before you give up the ghost, you know, you say, "Oh, I love you, Jesus Christ, come into my life," and you're going to the pearly gates. You know,
hey, brother out in the brother Yalad out in ancient
Cali.
days out in,
Yeah.
Cali. He said, believing in illusion got these people fucking losing.
Mm, yeah.
Hey, yeah, yeah, that's spot on, man. Because they're believing in an illusion, man.
Yep. Yep. Yes.
Precept.
It's they believe in the like you got them hologram images.
Mhm.
These rappers, these concerts, they had Biggie and Tupac and shit hologram images, and it looked real as hell, man. That shit look real. You know what I'm saying? It looks so real that you think you'd be able to, you know, touch them or something, but you go right through them like, you know what I'm saying? So that's this place, man. That's
Mhm.
America. This place is, although you can, you know, touch things, and you know, you can see things and hear things. This is like the ultimate hologram image that's gonna be burnt up, man. You know, the wicked at the machinery, even the machinery that's used to make the hologram images, these cameras, or all these damn cameras. Esau pop up out of nowhere with a camera, record some shit, edit it, and make it look like something that ain't, man.
Mhm.
Case in point, all these dead bodies supposed to be in these hospitals and all that, man. You know. So yeah, all this is gonna be burnt up, man. So us not believing in this shit and everybody else believing in it, we're accounted as being delusional and are mad, as the scripture says. You know, they think they count our life as madness. Go ahead, bro.
Verse 5, it says, "How is he numbered among the children of Yahweh, and his lot is among the saints? Therefore have we erred from the way of truth, and the light of righteousness have not shined upon unto us."
Yeah.
And
So all these people claiming that they're good people. You know, Esau, the ones that claim to be Christians. You know, they actually think they're good people, man. You know, but at the end, they're gonna realize, the whole world gonna realize that the light of righteousness did not shine unto them. Go ahead.
and the Son of Righteousness rose not upon us. We wearied ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way.
Yeah, that mirage, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that fake ass image that they believed in, man.
I know
You
this
know?
steak isn't real, but it tastes so good.
Yeah, man. They weary themselves in wickedness. They went so hard in wickedness that they're fucking exhausted, man. You know, like like a fine ass chick. You went to school with her and shit. She's fine as hell. This bitch went so hard in wickedness that, you know, you're in your 30s now. This bitch look like she's 67.
Yeah.
She got the body of a grandma. She got dentures. She got the lace front. She's struggling with her meth addiction. You know, she's less than 100 pounds.
Oh man.
You know, like
Walking.
that's spiritually how these people is going hard for wickedness, man. These people is fucking bang on you because you don't want to do no wickedness, man.
Yeah.
And that's the whole world. The whole world is like that, man. Try to condemn you for believing in righteousness, for upholding righteousness, man. To the point that they'll they'll go crazy. They'll go crazy for Satan, man. You know what I'm saying? They'll go crazy, man. Hey, literally, as somebody get that what's
Hey,
that?
you see this?
No. Grab or that too. Whatever you just said. So like, I couldn't really hear you.
On my screen? That's, that's the chick.
You gotta share it. You gotta share it.
Oh, it's saying that it's sharing on my side. I guess it doesn't work. All right. Oh well. It was like a female Smeagol.
Yeah, the female Smeagol.
Oh shit.
It was terrible too. Yeah. Gonna keep going, bro.
Grab that Romans Romans real quick.
There you go, bro.
Huh? Yeah, grab that Romans what is that, 12 living sacrifice?
Oh, I got a precept for you too.
Okay.
If you're done with that Wisdom of Solomon, 5th chapter.
It's a little more, but go ahead. Go ahead.
All right. This is Mark chapter 7, verse 6. He answered and said unto them, Well hath Elias prophesied of you hypocrites, as it is written, This people honor me with their lips, but their heart is far from me. Howbeit in vain do they worship me, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. For
Yep.
laying aside the commandments of the Heavenly Father, ye hold to traditions of men, as the washing of pots and cups, and many other such like things ye do.
Yeah, Jake has this real period has adopted the keeping the commandments of men so much that the commandments of YAHAWASHI seem foreign.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People are so ingrained to keep a man's customs that they totally block out. That those is just how like Paul would say, this is it's not a commandment. He just say, I'm speaking as a man, giving like manly advice through the spirit, which is profitable. But it'd be like, okay, if you don't do it, it's not like you're going off. You know what I'm saying? But this world, their commandments and doctrines is so prevalent and at the forefront that telling Jake something as simple as not being around your woman when she's on a rag is like, oh, what? Oh God, like it sounds foreign, man. They'll bug out. Oh, what about her? She needs me. she needs me to get her cakes and cake. Bitches be on that period. They be eating the bullshit. Yeah, who's going to get her Twix and her hostess? You know what I'm saying? Like, crazy, man.
Hey, even the fact of having when she's on a rag having to abstain from her for a whole week, motherfucker can't do that.
Yeah,
Doing spots for 3 days, so I'll be good after 3, right? Nah, you got a week, buddy. You got to suffer that.
Yeah,
That's why we don't. That's why we need multiples. But that's a whole nother topic.
Yep. Go ahead, bro. You have more, Thaba? Was that it?
No, that was the point on that.
Somebody read Romans 12:1.
This is Romans 12:1. It says, I beseech you, therefore, brethren, by the mercies of Yahawah, that ye present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable unto Yahawah, which is your reasonable service.
Yeah, go ahead.
And be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahawah.
Hey, and you know what's tight is proving the perfect and acceptable will of Yahweh, right? Because it says the same way we're a living sacrifice to Yahawashim Yahushai. 2/3 they're a fucking a zombie sacrifice to Satan. Along with the rest of these idiots in this world. So it says that be not conformed to this world, but being transformed by the renewing of the mind, because that's where it starts. It starts in the mind, serving the Lord. It says that you may prove that good and acceptable, perfect, prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of the Most High. So the end result of receiving salvation is going to be the proof of the will of the Lord that we was doing this whole time on this earth, while everybody thought we was bugged out and crazy. All right, thought we was living a life of unprosperous madness. The salvation at the end of all that is going to prove that the will we live, which was not our own, which was Yahweh Bashim Yahushai's, was actually the good thing. It was actually the way to go. And that's what we hope for, man.
You want me to get back in Wisdom of Solomon?
Yeah.
Okay. This is Wisdom of Solomon 5, starting back on top 7. It says, we worried ourselves in the way of wickedness and destruction. Yea, we have gone through deserts where there lay no way, but as for the way of the Lord, we have not known it. What have pride profited us? Or what good have riches with our vaunting brought us? All those things are
get some money, nigga. Get some money, nigga. Showing off the bling and clothing and all that.
Glitz and glamour.
Yeah.
Verse 9 says, all those things are passed away like a shadow, and as a post that hasteth by.
Yeah, so all those things is like a post, like you on CQ duty,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And you like, man, I gotta fucking be here 24 hours, no sleep. But that shit goes by quick. Goes by quick. Before you know it, the sun is up, you know what I'm saying? And you're exhausted and you can't wait to get off and go to sleep. But when you actually get off and go home, you might not even go right to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Or you might not. But just like a post that hasteth by, these people, their miserable lives that they live is gonna be out of there like that. You know?
And the coronavirus was just a small snippet of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know how it's going crazy now? This shit ain't even hit the fan yet.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you think what do I say?
If you think you're lonely now,
Ooh.
wait until tonight. Yeah.
Because Yahweh, he's gonna bring that flame, boy. You
Yeah.
think you on fire now?
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah, boy. We're at verse 10. It says, "And as a ship that passeth over the waves of the water, which when it is gone by, the trace thereof cannot be found, neither the pathway of the Nile of the waves, keel of the waves." So like verse 11, or as when a bird have flown through the air, there is no token of her way to be found, but the light air being beaten with the stroke of her wings, and parted with the violent noise and motion of them, is passed through, and therein afterwards no sign where she went is to be found.
Yeah, just like a boat. Like if you ever took a boat or took a ferry and went to one of these islands up here, or wherever in the world, you can be looking out the back of the boat. The boat's going north, but you're on the back of the boat looking south, and you're looking at the water that's kicked up from that's in the waves that's produced from the boat. Eventually, that trail, because you can trail and see um, the course that the boat's taking, but over time that water is going to subside back, and you ain't going to be able to see, the trace of where that boat came from. So it's just these people in their miserable lives, man. Once this place is destroyed, man, it ain't gonna be no remnants of Babylon the Great left.
And no breadcrumbs back to wickedness.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't gonna be able to find that way again. Once
Mm-hmm.
it's gone, wickedness is getting put down.
Mm-hmm.
Verse 12, it says, "Or like as when an arrow is shot at a mark, it parteth the air, which immediately cometh together again, so that a man cannot know where it went through. Even so, we in like manner, as soon as we be born, begin to draw to our end, and had no sign of virtue to show, but were consumed in our own wickedness."
Had no sign of virtue to show. Just born in vain, man. A lot of Jakes just, and especially the Esau and these other nations. All these people just born in vain, man. Had no sign of virtue, man. I was talking with a relative, and she was saying how like my cousins and stuff. She noticed like that they were just like demons. She didn't necessarily say demons, but they just bad. Just you know what I'm saying. Didn't even think about wanting to do what was right. You know what I'm saying. Just from a young ass age, man, just bugged out. Just the type of Jake walk up and just sock a grown person type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like them baby age kids, fucking snotty nose. You know what I'm saying? So that's 2/3 of our nation, man. They born and there's no sign of virtue in them, man.
Oh,
especially with Esau and these other nations. No sign of virtue. Go ahead. You was looking for something?
I was about to. I was looking for that they shall bring forth menstruous monsters.
Oh, that's
that was the spirit. We both got our phone at the same time.
yeah, that's First Esdras.
Second Ezra.
Second Esdras.
Yeah, grab that real quick. Yeah, cause that's right on point with it.
Second Ezra chapter 5. This Second Ezra chapter 5, verse 8. It says, there shall be a confusion also in many places. Am I on the right one?
You're right.
Okay.
You're right.
There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again, and the wild beasts shall change their places, and menstruous women shall bring forth monsters.
Yeah, and like deformed children and all that, like especially like in Iraq when the U.S. was dropping them bombs and all that. Even Nagasaki and Hiroshima when all that pollution from them bombs and missiles and shit that go off, those pregnant women breathe in that pollution, and it deforms them babies. You know what I'm saying? So that's another fold of it as well. But hey, look at Jake, these the 30-year-old 67-year-old nigga women's that's out here.
Yeah.
With all them drugs and shit, the babies come out off. Hey man, remember the Zika babies?
Yeah, they was fucking them babies up, bro. That's just faulty. That's just faulty.
Them Zika babies, man.
They had that Beetlejuice head.
Beetlejuice head. There we go. Yeah. they had a true peanut head.
Hey, don't forget about the Panama Deception when they was zapping them niggas with lasers.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Doing all type of Tuskegee projects. They didn't fuck Jacob in all type of ways. Were them women that's producing those kids from those, the offspring of those experiments? Kids are fucked.
Yeah. Hills have eyes type shit.
Exactly. You want me to keep going on this?
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
All right. Verse 14. It says for the whole.
Also, so like in Wisdom of Solomon 5:8, where it says wild beasts shall change their places, and you got a lot of these animals that's roaming about neighborhoods. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the social distancing, people not being out and about like that, and these animals just roaming about looking for food. Because think about it, man, you got all these birds and stuff dropping out the skies, all these rodents and dogs and cats and whatever that's just getting fried from this G5 radiation. That's causing the whole ecosystem is all jacked up.
Yeah.
So these little rodents and stuff that is supposed to be food for the bigger animals like bears and things of that, lions and things of that nature, deer, and they gotta come into the city to looking for food, man.
If I got
a precept.
Oh, go ahead. Go.
Yeah. I would say I did a sit down a few years back going in on that, how they had a study showing how all the wildlife are starting to come into the inner cities now because their habitation is being taken over from all this capitalism with them building all these houses and shit. So now you got these bears and mountain lions and shit. Now they're starting to use people as a resource for food, digging in trashes and shit. So now you got all these animals and shit coming to get food in the inner cities. So when they can't find it, what's the next resource? It's gonna be people. So it's all the Most High is beautiful, man. He got it all set up, and I went into this article a few years back, and now it's even worse than what it was then, and it was worse then. I mean, it was bad then, I should say. So
I think I remember that sit down too. Go ahead, Twab.
Okay, Con. Yeah, I had just a few things. Right now you're seeing in these cities.
It's like somebody if a scripture come out.
I got a scripture too. I'll read it first. So break
it down.
Oh, okay. I thought he meant to bust out of scripture because we've been talking for a minute, so like it. But
No, yeah.
watching.
Read the scripture first.
Okay, this is Romans chapter 8, verse 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waiteth for the manifestation of the sons of Yahawah. You know, dealing with these animals, man. Not only, you know, are we waiting on Yahawashi to come back, you know what I'm saying, being that creation, but also, you know, these animals are part of that creation. Those are creatures that the Most High created, and they're waiting for the Lord to come back as well. And I seen, and through watching the news this week, there was they have walruses that are going into these towns. I seen walruses. They got mountain goats that are coming off the mountains and starting to eat the trees in the towns. And then you also had lions just laying in the middle of the street because everything's, you know, starting to become at peace. The trees are starting to rejoice. So you're seeing them, you know, at peace. And when man isn't hustling and bustling, they did a study that there's a vibration in these cities, a man-made vibration. And now that those vibrations are down and gone, the people that look for seismic activity are starting to see the true vibration of these cities. And I believe that the animals are, you know, starting to feel that vibration as well, that it's not so busy, hustle and bustle, and so wicked and polluted with, you know, spiritually and physically, and they're just creeping into these towns and starting to make themselves comfortable because they're waiting on that manifestation of the sons of the Most High. You know, just as a man speaking.
Yeah, it said the creature growing together.
Yeah.
You know, the creature being the creation. You know, the man is a creature as well as these animals.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh.
the trees too. The trees is waiting.
Yeah, man.
I got a couple precepts for you, brothers. I'll read this one real quick for you. It's Revelations 12:12. It says, "Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time."
Yeah.
So that's the earth and the sea. So everybody's being subject to Esau's wrath. You know, even the animals.
Yeah, which is why you get all them whales and shit
Mhm.
washing up on shore. Like last year, the year before then, 2018, 19 was crazy with all the whales.
Dolphins.
Whales,
Yeah,
dolphins,
dolphins beaching
seals.
themselves.
Yeah.
I think I read an article over the week that was saying that they're 3D printing reefs to try to replace the reefs that they've destroyed. You know,
And they destroyed over 80% of the world of the reefs that's in the ocean.
80%.
80% of the reefs are gone.
Yeah.
Bro, how you fucking you gonna make something fake to try to replace something that was organically made through fucking thousands of years of time? You can't just make that overnight and put that in there and think that it's the ecosystem's still gonna bounce back and thrive. Hell no. Motherfuckers gonna reject that reef. I'm gonna tell you right now. The fucking fish and shit, they're not about to fuck with that reef because it's man-made.
Yeah, that's like going to your favorite pizzeria and ordering an authentic like Italian pizza, and it take a good 45 minutes. You know what I'm saying? You got a whole meal being prepared and whatnot. You know, but then Esau's alternative to that is a goddamn hot pocket. It's not the same, man. It's not the same.
Ding!
Yeah.
What's this?
The crust is all hard, brick hard on the outside and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, now you have plenty more time to work.
Yeah.
I got one more for you, brothers. This is Isaiah 14, and I'm gonna start at 7. It says the whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, even the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no feller is come up against us.
Yeah. So since Esau, because in the kingdom Esau is gonna be taken down, man. And like we said, the whole creation groaneth. and is waiting for the manifestations of the sons of God. Waiting for the Israelites to come back into power. A feller is someone who chops down trees, man.
Mm-hmm.
And you got Esau that look what he did to the down to the rainforest in Brazil,
Mm-hmm.
to the Amazon, because he couldn't have his way with logging and all that, and wanted to build what was it, oil pipes down there or what?
Refinery. Refinery.
Yeah, all that, because he couldn't have his way with it. Well, shit, we'll set the whole forest on fire, man. That's a sore loser, man. And that's exactly what Esau is, a damn sore loser, man. So even the trees is gonna rejoice at the fact that Esau is taken down, because once he gets knocked out of power, they'll be able to, the trees will be able to grow, to breathe.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like I believe I forget who, it might have been Uriah last week that was saying like redwood trees being as big and thick as they is, tall and shit. That's like thousands of years of them just being able to live. Nobody fucking with them or nothing. That's how trees is supposed to be. Trees are different, but that's how a tree is supposed to be. But Esau carve a damn tunnel through the tree. You know what I'm saying? Where you got people driving slug bugs through it and shit, Volkswagens and minivans. Esau do some shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
So even the trees is gonna rejoice when Esau is taken down.
That's all I had, bro.
Okay. Did you have something, Swap?
I got a quick one, just kind of bouncing back off of that. The rejoice that the people and the earth are going to have together. This is mainly dwelling with the people, rejoicing when Yahweh sends Yahawashi back.
Okay.
This is Psalms 98 and verse 6. With trumpets and sounds of cornet, make a joyful noise before Yahweh HaMalak. Let the sea roar and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. Let the floods clap their hands. Let the hills be joyful together before Yahweh. For he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with iniquity.
Equity.
Yeah. Read that last part again.
Equity.
Before Yahweh, for he cometh to judge the earth. With righteousness shall he judge the world, and the people with equity.
Yeah.
Sorry, equity.
Yeah, he's coming with a righteous judgment.
Mm-hmm.
All right, not what Esau comes with. Esau comes with unjust. What Esau comes with, in comparison to the laws, statutes, and commandments of YAHAWASHI, which are just on all levels, all fields. Esau is his judgments is like a child came up with it. You know what I'm saying? Like the laws say, hey, if your woman is committing adultery, you know what I'm saying, and and loving it, man, you stone that bitch and the dude. They both gotta die. Esau say, just get a divorce, and then you still gotta pay this bitch money. That's something a child would do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's crazy, man. So the Lord is coming to judge with equity, man. Hey, you want to look that word equity up?
I got it. Yep.
Okay.
This is online etymology dictionary. Equity, early 14th century. Quality of being equal or fair, impartiality in dealings with others.
Somebody get the Lord is no respecter of person.
Equit, 13th century, from Latin, aquitatum, equality, uniformity, conformity, symmetry, fairness, equal rights, kindness, moderation, from aqueous, even, just, equal.
Yeah, and that's the Most High. YAHAWASHI is just and equal. All right, and YAHAWASHI came being just and equal when he when he um when he was you had the woman that was taken in the act of adultery. You know what I'm saying? And they want to stone her or whatnot. Well, him being just and equal, he said, "Hey, you without sin cast the first stone." You know, and he's writing in the sand, more than likely writing down what each one of them hypocrites was guilty of, which was probably on that same level or worse. They probably committed adultery, but just because they had some type of position or whatever case it was, because it wasn't known, you know, they was trying to cast judgment on that woman, but being hypocrites, you know. So hey, the Lord is equal, man.
His judgment is equal too. I got a precept to go with that, Baba Krishan.
Yeah.
This is Revelations 20:12. And I saw the dead, small and great, stand before Yahweh, and the books, or to stand before the Most High, and the books were opened, and another book was opened, which was the book of life. And the dead were judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. You know, he's fairly going to judge everybody according to their works. That's fair judgment. Whatever you've put forth and done for YAHAWAH, YAHAWASHI thus far, you know, and done for the nation of Israel thus far as a wholehearted, upright, just preacher of the word, whatever you've put forth, or you've been slackness, you know, talking shit to the apostles and elders and those that teach the truth, and you're going to be judged according to that. And that's all equity. That's all fairness. You're going to be judged according to what you've done and your level of faith. That's fair.
Got some real quick. It's Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Yeah. Right. Yeah, just weight is the Lord's delight, man. You know, so having you know, the Lord was getting on Jake because they would have they was cheating the system, so to say. You know, they'd have
sacrifice.
What's up?
With the sacrifices they was doing.
Well, just as far as like actually with balances and weights, you know. Say you're supposed to have 10 pounds of.
I got you.
Yeah.
Got that.
The 10
with the E5 to make the shekel.
Yeah. You know, you here it is. You're supposed to have a 10-pound piece of gold or whatever, and somebody brings 10 pounds of rice. They would have, instead of it being a 10-pound piece of gold, it'd be a damn 5 to 8 pound piece of gold. So you getting cheated. You know what I'm saying? You getting cheated out of your money's worth, or whatever the case may be, or vice versa.
Yeah.
You know.
And with that, we're gonna wrap it up. All praise to the Most High, Yahawah, Bahashem, Yahawashi, Bahashem, Rakah, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles, better known as the Great Millstone. Salutations to the elect and the 1/3, and death to 2/3 and all the wicked. Shalom.
Right.
Shalom.